Good morning, traders. My name is Sihlengema from QuickTrade. Welcome to our technical analysis webinar. I hope you guys can hear me. Please send me a short message there to indicate if you can hear me. Thank you. Okay, let me pick Juanita. Juanita, could you please send me one? Just say yes if you can hear me. Everything on my end seems to be working just fine. Rhino, thank you so much. Hey Pietro, thank you. Morning, morning, morning. Thank you for attending. I hope you're making a lot of money. Gert, hi, how's it? Juanita, morning, you can hear me. Thank you so much. Okay. So guys, we had a tough week last week. The market wasn't actually very kind with the whole lot of stuff happening between China and the US. So it's been very tough making money from this market. Let us try and plan for the week ahead, see maybe where good opportunities lie in this market, where we can try and capture some profits during the course of the week. You can give me maybe a couple of stocks or shares or currency pairs, commodities, whatever that you want us to look at, and see if we can not try and make some money out of those during the course of the week or in the week ahead. Please send me those. Otherwise, if you are new in trading, just let me know. I'll go back to the basics just to let you in on what we do when doing analysis for the first time. Okay, Juanita is hitting me with a big one here. AUD USD. Okay, it's fine. You can give me more, guys, but yeah, let's have a look at this one. Check what the market is likely to do maybe next week on AUD USD. Okay, USD ZAR, Rhino. You've not been attending our webinars lately, but the rand we are looking at 1340. Yesterday we came down to 1345, and the market started picking up. So I think 1345, 1340. That's where we can expect to see the rand weakening once again. The next target I'm looking at, the main one, I'm looking at the market, the rand going back to 1390 levels. I don't know exactly when that will happen, but I'm looking at us or at the rand bouncing off that 1340 area. From there, we should go up to 1389, 1390, but we'll have a look at that and see if that is really the case. Okay, the monthly time frame AUD NZD is saying buy. End of June, we closed above our simple moving average there. The market is looking good. We're up 0.76% on the monthly, so we are good there. I just want to check this. I want to see if there's anything that I can get. This is okay. Okay, the only thing that's worrying me is the 6 months of 2018. First 6 months of 2018 were negative 0.6%. Okay, let me mark that level there. I'm going to that's 6 months. I know that most of you don't have 6 months on your computer screens, but you can just go to time there at the top and go to monthly and pick 6 months. You will be able to see this. Okay, that's our main resistance there at the top, 0.10092. Next area is that, and this point here. This point here at 109. Not really worried about what's happening here. Okay. The key levels I'm looking at on AUD and ZD are 1.10092. The next one below that one, below that 110 is 1.09854. And another thing is that we close below 1.09166. So 1.166 is our main resistance currently. We haven't managed to break above that. That area is a problem. We haven't managed to break above it. Another level that we're going to mark, I'm going to mark, because I'm now using a different time frame, I'm going to mark these blue. I'm going to mark these blue to show that they are on a daily time frame. Okay, we are there. The level we are likely to hit next is this one here. Okay, the levels I'm looking at, these two levels are very important. That the market is closed the week below them, 109. 1.09166, and the next level was 1.08838. We are below those. The next level I'm looking at here, which should actually act as support in our market or in the AUD and ZD. Is that AUD and ZD there? Oh, guys, sorry, I made a mistake. I'm looking at AUD and ZD. Okay, it's fine. Let's just do it and finish it. Let's do it and finish it, and we will have a look at the AUD USD later. Okay, the next area of support that we have here is 1.08338. That's the level that we are looking at on the AUD NZD. I think this is where the market is likely to come down to. Next, if you are trading the NZD AUD. Once you've done this, once you've marked your key levels, what you can do, you can go to your hourly. The weekly is saying up. You can go to your hourly and you can go to your hourly. On your hourly, you can clearly see that on the blue line, we are just below the blue line. The market went up. It hit the blue line there, 1.08838, and it's now coming down. I expect the price to come down to 1.08300 on this one. Around this area here, I expect the market to bounce. I expect to see this market rising once again after hitting that top resistance area there and falling. I expect it to start rising from 108. 300. So let's now have a look at AUD USD. AUD USD. Let me see if the 6 months is well aligned. Okay, no, it's not. So I'm not going to use this one. I'm just going to go to the monthly. The monthly is saying it down. AUD USD is under pressure. Let's check our weekly. The weekly time frame is very important in our decision making on what's going to happen next on this one. Let us mark, okay, the weekly saying short. There's our resistance on AUD USD. There's our resistance there at 0.74132. That's the main area I'm looking at. And our support is at 0.73348. 0.73348 is our support. So we are trading within this zone. So if this market hasn't broken above 0.74132 and 0.73348, we are range bound. We are trading below these two bands here. Now let's go to our hourly time frame where we're going to make our decision. Okay. Hourly time frame shows that we are up, but the main trend is down. So let's mark this area here. This is the hourly time frame. This is our resistance on the hourly time frame. Resistance on the hourly time frame is 0.74393 and on the weekly is 0.74132. So anywhere within this zone between the black and the blue line at the top, between the black and the blue line at the top, we can use that as our selling area. This is where we are supposed to sell the AUD USD. But I mean, we are waiting for two conditions. We want to see the market turning and closing below the 10 simple moving average. Okay, here is a 10 hourly moving average, the simple one. Waiting for the market to close below the 10 simple moving average. Once the market is close the hour below the 10 simple moving average, like here. I think you can see this one. Let me try and make it bigger. Here, the highlighted part, the market there, it was on the 25th of June. It was around 2. The market closed below the simple moving average, just below our hourly resistance, and it broke below this weekly this weekly I can call it resistance, but I mean on an hourly this should be support. It closed below and the market started declining, coming down to our support here at the bottom at 0.73348 or 50. So right now we are waiting for our market to cross below the simple moving average because our bias is bearish. We think that this market should still go down. So before we decide to do anything, we need to get the condition met. That condition is a close below the simple moving average, anywhere between 0.7440 and 0.74132 or 150. Anyway, here if you get a close below the simple moving average on the hourly time frame, you can go in and take a short on this one, expecting the price to come down to 0.73350 or 3348. You can maybe take the first one when it breaks below here, or on a close below this black line at the top here, this 0.74132. You can perhaps add to your position. You can perhaps add to your position here and wait for the market to come down to 0.73350. Juanita, are you okay with that one? Is there anyone who doesn't agree? Anyone who has a different opinion? If you do, please let me know so that I can go back and perhaps maybe look at what you're suggesting. But yeah, I'm expecting a sell on this one very soon, back to 0.73348. Okay, perfect, Juanita. Now let's go have a look at the rand. Okay, you see the market is trading above the weekly simple moving average, or the 10-week simple moving average here. It means that this market should continue weakening. So the US dollar, because the US dollar is the base currency, the US dollar should strengthen. When the US dollar strengthens, it means that our market is weakening. So that's what we should see going forward. Now let's have a look at the current setup using the weekly time frame. Using the weekly time frame, let's remove all the lines. Let's start afresh. Um, the last week of June, the week of the 25th, the close was 1383. That's where the market closed, and the open was 1351. This blue part is where I'm reading these values from. This blue part here at the top, that's where I'm getting these values. You put your cursor on the candle and it shows you where what the high was, what the low was, what the open and the close was. It gives you all of those. Okay, we want to mark this close here. This close, we'll mark it. It's very important. It's our resistance right now. And our support is 1363. Sorry, 1363 was our support, but the market failed to stay above 1363. It failed. It went below that area. Current support. Current support is here at 1352. That's our current support. Our current support on this market is 1352. I wouldn't be surprised to see this market turning around. Well, I mean, we are way below 1353 or 1352. We are at the last price on the rand was 1346. The last price on the rand was 1346. So my target, I think, on the rand is 1340. Around 1340, 1345, we can expect to see the rand weakening once again, going back up to 1380, 1390 levels. That's where I think we are going to go next. Now let's have a look at our hourly chart to confirm these levels. I'll come back to you now, Manzini. I'll come back to you and explain this. I'll come back to you. Okay, let's get our support on the hourly time frame. Our support on the hourly time frame is well, it's in this zone 1340, 1339. We'll make it black. That's our main support on the hourly time frame. That's why I'm talking about 1340. The price on the hourly time frame is below our previous support, which is now our resistance. We broke below here at 4 o'clock yesterday. No, yesterday, yes, yesterday. That close was 1350, and the price came down to, well, I mean, the price came down a bit to 1346, but that area was the 1350. So I expect the market to come down to this area here. From here, I expect it to put out a bottom. So when we get the market down here and it gives us the setup like this, a close above the simple moving average. If you get a close above the moving average, very close to that 1339, very close to that 1340, that's when we can go in, selling the rand and buying the US dollar, expecting the market to go up to 1352. If we get a break above 1352 and we are still trading above the hourly simple moving average, we can expect the market to go up to 1363. If we take out 1063, we are still trading above the simple moving average. We can look for the market to get to 1380, 1390. Those are the levels. So if you go in at 1340, there is 50 cents that you can make out of the rand going forward. But you must be very careful when doing this. You must make sure that the price has closed above the simple moving average on the hourly time frame, and it's very close to your 1340. And any break below 1340 is going to invalidate this setup that I'm talking about here. If it fails to stay above 1340, there's a good chance that the price is going to break down and move a little bit lower. At this stage, I doubt we're going to see that happening. I think 1340 is very big on the rand. I think the rand is going to turn around 1340, close above the simple moving average. Once that is done, we're looking at 1352. From 1352, 1363, 1363, 1383, 1390. That's where the price is likely to go next. Rhino. Okay. You're welcome, sir. Okay, Manzini. Okay, let me see. Who's this guy? Sile Manzini. Oh, Manzini, could you please, explain a bit more on what you're asking there? You're saying our chart, or how our chart? I don't know what you mean, Sile. Please help me there, big guy. From there, we'll have a look at NZD, USD. Okay, let me see. Thank you. Yeah, okay. I want to ask about time frame on the one we started with. Oh, okay. I'm doing this one for people that want to be very short term in their trading, who want to get their trade setups very early before the trend really develops. Before it really develops. So I'm looking at that, people that want to be in and out of the market the whole time. Like if you go in at 1340 and you're not too sure what's going to happen to the market next, maybe you can exit the market around 1352, 1363. That's where you can exit. But my main target or profit target on this one is 1383, 1390. That's where I can exit my trade if I decide to go in here on the rand. So you can use the hourly time frame, but you must make sure that you get all your all your support levels from your bigger time frames. Like you can just go to your weekly, get those levels. Once you've gotten those levels, then you can go in and look at the market to see if it gets to your level. If it gets to your level, it closes above the simple moving average, very close to that support area, you can just go in there and take that trade. That's what I was trying to explain there. I don't know if you're still confused there, Sita. Do you want more explanation on that one? If there's anyone amongst you guys who's confused, please let me know so I can go back and explain this. Okay, you're sorted. Okay, thank you so much, big guy. Okay, now let's have a look at it's NZD USD. Yeah, NZD USD. NZD USD. Okay, let's look at let me check this if it corresponds. It doesn't. Okay. The monthly time frame on this one is saying we are going down. That's what the monthly time frame is saying. I'm saying that because we are trading below the 10 simple moving average on the hourly time frame. So our bigger picture is saying that this market is actually declining. So that's what I'm looking at here. Okay, now let's go to the weekly chart. Weekly chart is also trading below the simple moving average. That's another confirmation saying that this market is declining. Okay, let us try and get our support and resistance levels here on the rand. Oh, sorry, on NZD/USD. Sorry. This is our support. Current support is 0.66911, or you can just call it 0.66900. That is our support on the weekly time frame. Our immediate resistance is at 0.68060, or you can just say 0.68. It's at 0.68. That's where our next resistance is. Let me see if I can get another one. Let me try and get another one. Another level of resistance I'm looking at, the second one, I'm looking at 0.68500. First one, 0.66911, or just 0.66900. Next resistance, first resistance 0.68 or 0.6860. 060, and second one 0.68500 or 0.68514. These are the levels I'm looking at on the NZD USD. The main trend on this is down, so this market is declining. Okay, no, I'm not going to look at the daily chart. I'm not going to look at the daily chart. Let's just keep it on the weekly and the hourly chart this time. Okay. On the hourly time frame, the market is trading well above 0.68060. We are above our simple moving average, so that means that this market is still on a rise. If you draw a rising trend line, let's draw a rising trend line. I'll show you what I think is going on here. This is our rising trend line on the hourly time frame. This is our rising trend line. We are going up towards our resistance at 0.68500 or 0.68514. That's where I expect to see NZD USD reversing. 0.68514. That's where I expect to see a reversal. We are only expecting there. We are not saying that we are going to get a reversal there. That will be confirmed by the price crossing below the simple moving average on the hourly time frame, very close to that zone. If we get a cross below the simple moving average, we're going to get our price. We're going to see our price coming down, breaking down below the simple moving average, breaking down below 0.68060 or 0.68 here, and coming back down to 0.669. That's my target I'm looking at on this one. I do not really expect to see this market rising any further than 0.68500. But if it happens that it breaks above 0.68500, we could expect to see this market rising a little bit more, maybe towards 69. But at the moment, I don't have any reason to believe that this market is going to do that. But let's sit and wait, see what this market does going forward. So the levels I'm looking at is 0.68514 or 0.68500. The next one is 0.68 0.060 or 0.68 thousand or 800. From there, we should see the NZD USD declining. That's what I'm looking at, and our support is there at the bottom, 0.66911. Don't know if you guys have any questions on the stuff that we've just covered now, but I think this is what is going to happen on these shares. Okay, please hold for me. Please hold. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, okay, Mlungisi. I'm glad we've managed to switch on the light bulb there, my man. Thank you so much. I'm glad some people are following, but I mean that's the basic that you need to follow when analyzing this market. That's the only thing. You don't need to do a lot of work. It's very easy. Just do this, and you'll be okay. I just want to add one indicator here to see if we cannot pick up any overbought levels on NZD USD. The RSI. No, there's nothing. There's nothing yet. It's just rising up nicely. I cannot say that this thing is overbought yet. We should just wait for Monday, Tuesday to see what's happening. Okay, guys, you can give me another share. Give me any share that you have that you want us to analyze. Whether from the trade ideas that we had last week, if some of you attended some of my technical analysis last week. We said we're not looking at, we're expecting MTN not to close above 111. 111. So the trade idea that we had from our third party didn't really make a lot of sense. So that is why we're saying that it's not good to go in for a long on MTN. And yeah, we closed below that 111. Okay, let me check exactly where MTN closed. Oh, MTN not here. Okay. MTN closed at 109.52. So I don't know what's going to happen next. There's a chance that maybe we could see MTN coming down a bit more towards maybe 104, 103 levels. But yeah, let's just wait and see if that happens or not. Okay, Pietro, you're saying please use some tech tools. Oh, okay, Pietro, I hear what you're saying. Why do you want me to use these technical analysis tools? Because I mean, these things are useless. You don't want these things. You just want to. Okay, we'll do HLHC. I'll show you. These things are not important. The important thing is for you to be able to read the chart. You don't need to be looking at indicators. You cannot rely on them. You can only use indicators to confirm your bias, confirm what you think is happening in the market. You cannot use these things to see whether the market is a buy or a sell. You can't. You need to be able to read your charts, your naked charts, for you to make a decision whether you're buying or not. Okay, this is Billiton. On the monthly chart, Billiton is showing that it's rising. Let's do the 6 months. I just want us to get the levels there to see where we are likely to reverse. Okay, end of June, end of, okay. Yeah, we closed at 310.76. Okay, I'll just leave it around 310.91. That's close enough. There's our main resistance right now on Billiton. Our main resistance is at 376, or you can call it 310.90 or 311 if you like. That's where we have our main resistance. Our support is here. Our support is around 297. Our support is around 297. Another support level that we have. Another support level that we have is at what is this close? This close is 292, 293. 292, 293 there, that's our support. 292, 293. Yeah, sorry, yesterday, Friday, we had our low at 292. Bulletin came down to 292 and started rising once again. So in my view, Bulletin is a buy, but we are currently stuck between, I would say, 292 and 311. 292 and 311. At 292, Bulletin is a buy in my view if you get some conditions met. Okay, in fact, we have just two conditions that we are looking at. Okay, these are our weekly chart. Weekly chart, that is perfect. This is perfect. I'm happy. I'm happy with this level here, 297.73 and 292, 293. This is where the stock is playing. We're actually stuck in a range, 311 and 292. We are stuck in this range here. Let us change our time frame to the hourly. You see, we are trading above our simple moving average on the weekly, above our simple moving average on the monthly. We had a positive close to the first 6 months of 2018. That's a positive sign. The market is likely to move up, I think, for the next couple of months or couple of weeks. Months, I think, yeah. Let's see. Okay, we are now using the daily. So this is what we are, sorry, the hourly, sorry. The hourly, let me see if I can draw anything here. Let's draw this line here. This is our support here at the bottom. Is our support here at the bottom. So you see, when the market got to this area here, the main the main level that we are looking at 293 or 293.34. When the market closed above the simple moving average, it was above this line 293. That was the time for you to go in and take a long on Bulletin, and the Bulletin went up to 311, 312. When it got there, it found some sellers waiting. They pushed the price below the simple moving average, and it came back down to 292, as we saw yesterday. And when we got to 292, the market bounced off that area. This is a positive or a bullish reversal here on the hourly time frame. The market went up 0.92%, and we closed above the simple moving average. We closed above the simple moving average yesterday. What time was this? This was at 5. At 5, we closed above the simple moving average. So I'm expecting the market to consistently stay above 297.73. If that happens, there's a good chance that this market is going up to 310, 311 once again. 310, 311 once again. We are above the simple moving average. I like the way that this setup looks. So it's confirming our bias that 292, 293 is our support area on Bulletin. It's our support area on Bulletin. We haven't used any indicator there. We are just looking at the chart, and we have this falling trend line. So as long as the market stays above this falling trend line, the thick blue line that I've just drawn here, this market is likely to go out back up to 311 from 297, 298. But it's important that we respect this horizontal line here. Let me make this one thicker. This thick black line here is very important. If this market opens the first hour of trading on Monday above this line and stays above this line, there's a good chance that this market is going to rise up to 311, 312 levels again. So I'm looking at that. If that doesn't happen, we can look at 292, 293, this zone here as your I've just highlighted that. I've just made it bigger. This area here, 293, 292, is your buy level on bulletin. So, but you need to first get the price coming down to your support area. It should bounce up, close above the simple moving average. Once you've closed above the simple moving average, then you can go in and take a trade on that, because that's your validation, that's your confirmation that the market is now starting to turn positive, or start to go up. Let us add an indicator. I want us to add an RSI. I like using RSI. I'm looking for some negative or positive divergence here. Let me see if I can pick one. Not quite. Yeah, not quite. I don't like this, but I mean it's good. It's good enough. It's support. Okay, let's do this. There, let's do that. RSI. RSI. Okay, let's look at at the chart here at the top. This is a higher low, and this is a lower low. This low is higher than this one here, and this one is lower than this low. The market is making a lower low, but look at the RSI. The RSI is refusing to make a lower low. Excuse me, the RSI is staying flat. Which means that this market is likely to turn any time around these levels. So when that happens, it means this market is likely to bounce, and we are looking at 292, 293 as our support. It's doing this right at our support level. So that's a confirmation that one should actually go in and start buying this market. So from here, I think we're going back up to 312, 311. How long it will take for us to get there, I have no idea. But in terms of the structure on the BHP bulletin, it looks like we are going to be going there very soon. Okay, Pietro, I hope that answers your question. But I'm not looking at the stochastic. Well, I can look at the stochastic for you. Okay, let's have a look at the stochastic for you. It's fine. Let's do it. Okay. Go add indicator. Stochastic. Okay, let's use a slow stochastic. Okay, slow stochastic. We have the same bullish divergence I was talking about on the RSI. You can get this on the stochastic also. Okay, the market here is moving down, is making a lower low, but look at what the stochastic is doing. The stochastic is refusing to go down. The stochastic is supposed to be doing this. You see what it did here? The price went up, it came down. So compare these two levels. This level is higher than this one here, so the stochastic was confirming, but here the stochastic refused to confirm. This point is supposed to be lower than this one. The market refused to do that, and the market is now starting to rise. So that's the confirmation there for you, showing that this market is really likely to rise and move higher here. Okay. Oh, the 230, the 297. You remember when we were looking at our weekly chart, we got our resistance there. That's where our resistance is. So if we manage to break above that resistance on the hourly time frame, then the market is likely to close higher and start rising up towards that 311, 312 level that we are looking at. So 297 is very important. We must keep an eye on it. If you get an hourly close above it on Monday and you're above your 10 simple moving average, you will likely see the price rising up to that 311. But How long it will take to get there, like I said earlier, I have no idea, but that's where I think the market is going next. Okay, let's look at LHC now. I don't know. Do you guys still have questions on this? If you have any questions on Bulletin, please ask. Let's have a look at LHC, Life Healthcare. Okay, I was looking at Life Healthcare earlier. I was reading how the price has behaved over the last couple of weeks or since the beginning of the year. You see, if the price comes down, go up, come down, go up, come down, go up, come down. So we are going up. I expect the market now to start coming back down. That's what I expect the market to do here. Let us delete all these lines and start afresh. Remove all. Let's go to our 6 months. I want to see what happened. Since the beginning of the year, we've lost 10.5% on life healthcare. That's very important. It's very important that we understand what happened in the first half of the year so that we can position ourselves accordingly for the next coming 6 months or the next quarter, which is the third quarter of 2018. Okay. 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 We have our resistance. Okay. Okay. We have a resistance at 27. Okay, no. It's not 27. I'll tell you now what it is. At 25.45. We have our resistance at 25.45. And our support is 24.91. Support 24.91. The market has been declining, as you can see. Let's check the monthly time frame. Monthly time frame, May, we closed below the simple moving average, which means the market should. Okay, this was June. Sorry, June we dropped 11.52%. It means that the market should continue declining. Let's look at the weekly time frame now. Okay, our weekly time frame. Okay. I'm going to use a different color for the weekly. Okay, that's black. 25.95 is our main resistance there on the weekly time frame. And this area also here also is our okay, use this one. This is our support. Our support at 24.76. 24.76 is our support. So all these lines that we have here are very important. Now let's go to the hourly chart to see if they make any sense. Okay, if this market does what it's never done maybe over the past month, because I mean in June we never really closed above we never closed any day above 25.51. So 25.51 is very important. As you can see here, every time the blue line, you see the blue line? Let me make it a thick blue line. Every time the market gets to that 25.51 on life healthcare, it fails to break above that level there. It fails to break above that area. It comes down to 24.91. It comes down to 24.91. So currently we are trading between these two levels, 25.51 and 24.91 or 24.90. So what we are expecting here, we are expecting to see a breakdown below 24.91. break below 24.76, and the price to decline further down to 24. And well, I hope that we're going to take out 24 or 24.11. I think this market is likely to come down maybe to 23.70, 23.80. I think this market is likely to do that. Otherwise, if it doesn't want to do that, I expect to see this market trading in a range. That range is 24.91 and 25.51. If it fails to break below here, we get an hour close on Monday, first hour of trading. If we close above 25.10 or close above our simple moving average on Monday, I expect to see this market gradually rising towards that 25.50, 25.51 level. Around 25.50, 25.51, I expect to see buyers coming back in, pushing the price lower. If that doesn't happen, if we get a breakout above 25.51, we may see this price going up to 26 or 25.95. But I mean, I do not really see that happening in this market. This market has been it's on a downtrend. It's been declining. So I think it's just going up. It should start coming down now. That's what I think is happening. Another thing that I can point out here for you on this stock is this here. You see, there was a rising trend line from the 28th of June until it was broken here on the 5th. On the 5th of July. So now we are trading below this. So I expect the market to continue going down. I do not really expect to see this market extending below 25.51 or 25.50. I do not really see that happening. I think that this market is actually going to go down from there. If you still have any questions on LHC, please ask before I move on to COH, guys. Okay. COH. Okay. COH on the monthly time frame. Oh no, this is not a monthly time frame. Sorry. COH on the monthly time frame, we are below the simple moving average, although month to date we are up 15.2%. Last month, June, we're up 2.28%, and there's a bit of a follow through. This market is rising very nicely, but I mean, we are trading below the simple moving average yet. So this market is in a bearish trend. Let's check what's happening on the weekly, so that maybe you can make a decision based on the shorter time frame. We closed above the simple moving average on the weekly. That's very important. That is very important. Okay. Okay, COH is trading in a range. This is the weekly time frame. That range is 28 or 27.95 to 33. It's between 20, let's just call it 30, 33 and 28. It's trading in that range. 28 and 33. We are looking at that range. That's where this market is trading. But the main thing to point out is the fact that we closed above the simple moving average on Friday. That's big. If we get a close above 32, if we get a close above 32 next week, this price may rally up to 38.40 levels. That's where we can go on this one. I understand that it's been going down, but I mean, if you are checking the weekly, it looks like things are starting to shape up here. We may see this stock really rising and giving us some good performance in the second half of 2018. Let me get this resistance here on on the daily time frame. Okay, daily time frame. This area is very important. I'll say 33.65 or 34. If you get any daily close above 33.65 or 34 on on COH, you can expect COH to rally. You can expect COH to break up and move higher. Because I mean, if you draw this line here, I don't know if you can see this declining trend line, the thick blue line. It started back in Jan 2018, around the 2nd or the 3rd of January 2018, and the market has been trading down below this declining trend line. Now we've broken out. We are above the simple moving average on the daily. That was on the 2nd of July, and the price went up to our resistance, I would say 32.50 and 33.65. That's our resistance there. If this market manages to close above a daily close above 33.65, we can expect this market to gain more ground here. We can expect to see the price rising up to 38. That's my next target. 38, 39. That's my next target on COH. So I do not really think that COH is a sell. I think COH has turned the corner. I think things are starting to shape up there. I would definitely go in for a long on COH. I wouldn't take COH as a short. But it's very important that you keep an eye on this 33.65 and 32.50 level there. It's important that this, sorry, it's possible that this market could just come back to trade maybe 32.60 before moving 32.60, 33.65, 32.60, 33.65 before breaking out. If you check your hourly time frame, make sure that you keep an eye on that SMA. If the market is still trading above the SMA, the 10 SMA, it's above 33.65 or around 34.80, you can just jump in there and take a long and put your stop. Let me see, where can you put your stop here? Let me check. Your stop on this one should be just below 31. You can make your stop maybe 30.99 or 30.95. 30.95 or 30.99, somewhere around there. Make that your stop if you want to go in for a long. But it's important that you first get a close above 33.65. If you get a daily close above 33.65, that would mean that we have a follow through. There is a confirmation that this market has really broken out. From there, from 34, you can expect to see 38 on this one. Marubini, that's my analysis on on COH. I do not see a short. It's no more a short. I don't think this market is still gonna continue declining. I think we've turned the corner there. The only thing that we're waiting for now, we're waiting for the monthly close above the 10 the simple moving average on the monthly time frame. Once you get that, we're going up to After 39, we're going up to 42. From 42, I'm looking at 50. It looks like a very, very, very good buy in my view. I understand that we are still trading below the simple moving average, but I mean, where we are trading now, I think we are very close to our, we've hit our support levels, and the market has just bounced off those levels. But I mean, it's important that you check that area that I told you about, that 3365 and 34. Any daily close above here, you can go in and take a long. I understand that we are still below the simple moving averages, but on the weekly, it's starting to look positive, so that's a positive sign. This is a good one. You can take this one. I think you'll make money. Oh, okay, it's fine. I'll show you how I get that support and resistance there. Oh, okay, Juanita, you want the best time to make support and resistance. You can, okay. Okay, Ernest, perfect, big guy. I'll see you next time. Okay, you want to know best support and resistance when it's for currencies? No, and it applies across the board. It's not just for currencies, it applies everywhere. Okay, let me show you. Give me a stock. Which stock would you like me to have a look at, Juanita or Lawrence? Which stock? In fact, both of you have the same question. Which stock do you want me to look at? We'll try and get support and resistance levels on that one. Take one we've been using. Okay, this one. Okay, let's just do COH. Let's do COH. Okay, let me remove all these lines. Okay, this is COH. This bar represents the whole week. It happened on the 25th of June. So if you want support and resistance on this one, this is what we are going to do. We're going to mark our support and resistance on this one. This open here, this is where it opened. So that area is our support. And our close is our resistance. Our close is our resistance in a case of this bar here. But if you are expecting the market to continue and the market is trading above this area, it means that this area is supposed to be our support. But I mean, if you wanted support on COH last week, this is all you needed to do. If you want support right now, support and resistance, this is your support on COH. So this is your resistance on COH right now. Any positive close above, even if you are using the daily, any positive close above 32.51, 32.60 there, you can use that as your support. Currently, we can say that this is our resistance because the market hasn't broken above this. Once the market has broken above 32.51, we are going to use 32.51 as our support. Are you guys following there? Before I move too far, please tell me if you understand or not. Yes, they are moving. Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends on the time frame that you are using. Yes, they are. They are moving all the time. It depends on the time frame that we are using. It depends. We're still gonna do long-term support and resistance and short-term. I'm just looking at short-term. If you want to make a decision, I mean, for the week ahead, you can just do this and use this as your as your springboard. You can use this. So the market was here. It played around here. Let us now use the hourly time frame. We've marked our levels here. Let's see if the hourly time frame makes any sense. So you see, this is your current support on COH. Your current support is 3168, 3160. You want the market to close above this area. I'm looking at the daily. I don't understand exactly where this stock closed. The hourly. Let me check where we closed on Friday. We closed at 33.97. If we get a follow through on Monday, this market should actually rise, because I mean on the hourly time frame, this is our support at 32.61. So you can just use these two levels here, 31.68 and 32.51, as your support zone. This is where the price, if it decides to come down maybe on Monday or Tuesday, this is where it should stay within. If it stays within this zone, then there's a good chance that you're going to see your price rising again. So as long as you are above this area, you are trading above your simple moving average, above your hourly time frame, that market should rise. Oh, I don't know if I'm making myself very clear there, Lawrence. Let me go back and look at another share. Let's look at Billiton. Maybe Billiton is going to give us something better there. Okay, let's remove these lines and start afresh. This is where we closed. Okay, this is our bar for last week. The week before, we had opened at the top, so we're going to use this close as our resistance. This close as our resistance. There's our resistance there. We are using these closing prices on Billiton. Are you following the Lawrence? We are looking at our short-term support on a market that is rising. We understand that this market is rising, so we're just looking at that short-term support. So support and resistance. So that top part is our resistance, because the market is trading below that point on the weekly time frame. We want to mark these we're marking these closing levels here. This is an open for this one. It's a close for the negative bar. Close for the negative bar. That is 297.22. That is 297.22. That's where our resistance is. Sorry, support is right now. Uh, 293.28, 292 is our main support right now. If this market decides to come down maybe from 297, it will come down to 293, 292 on Billiton, and that is where we are supposed to buy when buying Billiton. Okay, the market came down on Friday. It bounced off this 293, 292 level. It went up. It crossed above the simple moving average. But I'm not happy about the close there. That close was at 5. We closed below our 297.22. We closed below our 297.22. I would like to see this market closing above 297.22 in the first hour of trading on Monday between 9 and 10. If we get a positive close between 9 and 10 above 297.22, then I'll jump in for a long using this area as my support, expecting the price to bounce up to 311, 310 going forward. That is how. Okay. Yes, you can use the weekly for your support and resistance, because I mean you want to make sure that you get trading ideas. If you go back maybe using your monthly chart, sometimes you may not get the same levels. So using the weekly, you should be able to close in on the price action where the market is really trading, and be able to spot your support and resistance levels on that market. You should be able to do that, Lawrence. I think it's going to be very easy for you going forward to spot these guys. They are easy. They're very easy to spot. Excuse me. These levels are very easy to spot. That's all you need to do. When the market gets to your support level there, wait for the cross above the simple moving average. I mean, above the simple moving average for a long, or a break below your simple moving average around resistance. This is where you're supposed to go in and take a shot. Around that area, the market closes below the simple moving average and starts going down. Here, this is where you're supposed to sell when the market closed below the simple moving average and the market started going down. That's all you need to look out for. Okay, guys, if you are confused, you did not understand maybe some of the things that we were doing, please ask before we end our session. Please ask if you have any questions. If there's anything confusing you about what we were looking at, let me know so that I can try and explain more. Okay, perfect, Lawrence. You're welcome. Thank you so much. You're welcome, guys. Thank you so much for taking your time out to spend your precious hour with me on a weekend. Thank you so much. I appreciate the effort, and you are very interactive. I like that. Thank you so much. Okay, guys. Cheers. See you on Monday between 12 and 1. Bye bye.